Hello. Today we're going to talk about Keep It Simple, Stupid. So it's titled Kiss. Um, for me, it's about simplicity. So mental and money is all about that, right? You got to get your mind right, got to get your money right. And if your mind is not right, then your money is not right. And if your money's not right, then you have mental problems or mental challenges. But today we're going to talk about Kiss. So keep it simple, stupid is basically um, a design principle that talks about simplicity and clarity um, and avoiding unnecessary complexity, right? Basically, that's what it is, to keep it simple, right? but you, for me personally, um, I overthink situations. I overcomplicate situations, um, and many times you need a straightforward approach, right? And only add complexity when necessary, right? Life is already stressful. Life is already complicated. So if you build this system into your everyday life with everything that you're dealing with, I think you would come out with a better mental mindset around things. So let's jump in. So first thing you want to ask yourself is what is the main goal, right? Um, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to use an example. I want to improve my mental health, right? That's my main goal. So that's step number one. Step number two, avoid unnecessary steps. So when you think about avoiding unnecessary steps, you don't want to boil the ocean, right? I don't know if you heard that terminology before, but when coming up with a strategy to improve your mental health, as an example, you can't do everything, right? At one time. Let me just make that simple. You can do everything, but you can't do everything at one time. So the goal is to focus on low hanging fruit. What does that mean? That means something easy, something simple you can do, right? So think about that, what that low hanging fruit for mental health, improving your mental health could be. And an example is exercising. Um, so I've taken this example to heart and I've done this, right? So the third step is you want to use clear and concise language, right? You want to exercise, okay. What do you want to do around exercising? What's something simple you can do? Take a walk. So that would be your clear, plain language, taking a walk. The other thing you want to do is prioritize the usability, make it easy to follow. So, what's an easy rule that you can follow when taking a walk? So, let's take a 5 minute walk per day. Why did I pick 5 minutes? Well, 5 minutes is good for your mind, right? A 5 minute walk, you can research this, actually helps and improves your mental health. So let's take a 5 minute walk per day. How about that? So let's break it down further. The next step is breaking things down into small, manageable parts, right? So I'm going to take a 5 minute walk per day each morning before I start my day. So now you've built a system. Now you're going to take a walk before you start your day, before you go to work, before you go to school. You're going to take a 5 minute walk. The next step is asking for feedback. So talk to a friend, talk to a partner, um, talk to anyone and tell them what you're doing. Make it as simple as does this make sense? Is this something simple that I can do? Is this easy to do? Can I achieve this goal, right? Of taking a walk 5 minutes per day in the morning before I start my day. So get that feedback. Once you get that feedback, you want to then, the next step is iterate and refine. So, what does that mean? That means look at how you've been achieving that goal of taking that 5 minute walk per day before the start of your day. And maybe you want to refine it and say, you know what, I'm going to take 10 minutes, or I'm going to walk not just before I start my day, but at the end of my day or the middle of my day. So these are ways that you can iterate and refine. So hopefully this was helpful. Keep it simple, stupid. And you know I got to leave you with a Bible verse, okay? So the Bible verse is 1 Corinthians 14:33. It reads, "For God is not a God of confusion, but of peace." Heart this video, subscribe, like, share. Hope to talk to you soon. Have a good day.